Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer Simonton and I am your instructor for Math 112 IN1 College Algebra at SWIC for the 2024 summer semester. I just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce myself and to walk you through some basic highlights of how to get started and how to navigate the course successfully in Brightspace. I have been teaching math at SWIC for 22 years. Before that I taught high school for 3 years, so altogether I've been teaching for about 25 years. I also have a face-to-face class this semester, so I will be on campus as well as teaching this online course. So before we get started here, I'm just going to show you a little bit about what you're going to see when you log in. So the first thing you're going to need to do, if you're watching this video, then I know you have either seen the announcement posted in Brightspace or seen the email that I had sent out. But when you log into Brightspace and you click on your original page would probably look something like this. With whatever courses you're enrolled in, you're going to find our class right here, College Algebra, and you're going to click on that to open it. And this is what you should see, something similar. All right, so we're going to kind of walk through each of these things here. This first button here is to access the syllabus and all the instructions that you're going to need to get started. Within the video and within the instruction sheet, we'll talk about how to use the access code button as well as the My Math Lab button. Course content contains videos and lecture notes that you're going to need. There's one about testing center information. You will have to come to campus to take your test at our testing center because they have to be proctored. We do have a success center on campus, meaning it's free tutoring, and they have a lot of worthwhile services that you can benefit from, so there's some information about that. And then I start off with a discussion board just at the beginning of the semester so people can introduce themselves to the rest of the class. All right, so let's start here on the syllabus tab. So when you open this up, there is the course syllabus. Then there's also a document that gives instructions for registering for My Math Lab, which is where you're going to have to do all of your assignments. You have to do that. And then this is a separate document of the calendar with all of your assignments and due dates. That's kind of a standalone. That's also contained in the syllabus, but this is just a single page version of that that might be helpful for you to just keep on track. So let's open up the syllabus right here first. All right, this beginning information is just some basic things about the course itself. Math 112 IN1 College Algebra. These are some links that can take you to some college policies and information and additional student references, so that will access our website for you to look at on your own. This is a 4 credit hour class. We are meeting online, so there is no specific time that you have to do your assignments. However, there are due dates and things that you'll have to pay attention to that we'll get to in just a second. We begin Monday, June 3rd. Technically, hopefully you're watching this video before that date, so you could get started ahead of time if you would like, but that is our official start date, and then the semester ends on Thursday, July 25th. The last day to withdraw from the class, if you get started and then just decide this is not something you want to continue and would like to withdraw, the deadline to do so is Monday, July 8th. Then just some general contact information. My office hours this semester are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 12:50. I will be in my office on campus, in the Belleville campus in the main complex in room 2047, or we can set up a Teams meeting by request if you prefer to meet that way. If you need to meet with me and that's not a good time for you, I realize a lot of people aren't available right in the middle of the day or on specifically those days, just send me an email. I'll be happy to set something up at a different time that is more convenient. This is just stuff you can read on your own if you're interested. Course description, prerequisites. These are all the objectives, all the specific things that we're going to cover this semester and things you should know how to do when you're finished. This is math department information about what we are expecting our students to learn when they're taking courses through SWIC. This required materials is access to My Math Lab. That includes everything that you need. You do not need to purchase anything though, okay? We are on a first day contract with Pearson, meaning that your course fees include access to all of that information online. If you would like a physical textbook, which is not required, I will never reference the physical textbook for you to have to go look up something in there or use it for anything. But if you prefer to have a hard copy, this is the book that we are using. But all of that is contained in your access to My Math Lab, which is already included within part of your course fees, and you automatically will have access to that. Not necessarily right away at the very first day, but it says a graphing calculator is required at some point, usually around chapter 3 or so, and then again around chapter 6. There are certain things that if you do not have a graphing calculator, it's going to be very time consuming to do some of the problems. So it is recommended that you would have a TI-84 or something similar. Any version of the 84 is fine. The CE version, the Plus, CE Plus, or even the 83 has everything that we're going to need. So I would suggest that you think about that if you don't own one. Our Success Center and our library has some on campus that they will rent out to students for free. So if you don't have one, and you know you're going to probably need one for this course, I would suggest to rent one from either the library or our Success Center. All right, then we scroll down to here and we get into the grading procedure. A little comment I made up here about communication. Okay, since we are online, we're not going to be meeting face to face regularly. Email is the best way to reach me quickly. Okay, if you have a question about something, or just need to request an office hour or whatever, send me an email. Okay, I check my email frequently throughout the day, and I will respond quickly. You should also be checking your SWIG email several times a week. All right, in Brightspace, every beginning of every week, I'm going to send out a reminder of what is due that week. That will go as a Brightspace announcement, and I will also then send it to your SWIG email account. If you have your notifications in Brightspace set up to where you receive announcements via email, you may get it twice, but that's just the way that I know that everybody is receiving that information, so you should be checking your SWIG email on a regular basis. Grading procedure. Like I said before, all work is going to be done in My Math Lab. All tests, including the final, you have to take at the SWIG Testing Center. We have a testing center on the Belleville campus. We also have one on the Granite City campus. All other assignments, homework, and then the reviews for the test you can complete on your own time. It is an online course, but it is not self-paced. Okay, there will be due dates. There's a penalty for not completing homework by the due date, and by each due date, you can do the homework late, but you're penalized. You don't get full credit if they are late. Also, tests must be completed by the due date, no exceptions. Okay, we move really fast in the summertime. A test comes every other week. If you fall behind, it's just really hard to get caught up. Okay, so no exceptions on that. You do not have to take them on the specific day that they're due. You can always take them early, but they have to be done by the due date. Okay, and all that is listed on the assignment calendar. All right, so there will be homework assignments with every section. That's 10% of your grade, so 50 points total for that. The test reviews, meaning like a study guide before each test. There are 3 regular tests. Each of those reviews are worth 5 points apiece, and then there's one at the end for the final exam that's worth 10. So it's a little bit longer, so total on test reviews are 25 points. Then the tests themselves, 3 of the 3 regular tests that we're going to have are each worth 100 points, so a total of 300 points for tests, and the final exam at the end is worth 125 points. And this also breaks it down by what percentage that would correspond to. At the end of the semester, my standard grading scale is just 90% and above is an A, and the 80s is a B, 70s is a C, etc. All right, this is just another version of the same thing that is listed up here in terms of the assignments and what they're worth. All right, in order to navigate the course, you will need to be able to navigate both, get into Brightspace, and through Brightspace, then you will do your assignments in My Math Lab. All right, before you begin the homework, okay, I'm requesting that you open, view, and take notes on the lecture videos that are posted in the course content tab in the lecture videos folder. Okay, please do not skip that step. All right, that's the equivalent of going to class. You have to learn the material before you can practice it. All right, you will see a video similar to this of me, and I am explaining the lecture notes for that section and walking you through step by step for each example that then will cover the stuff that you will be asked to do in the homework assignment. I try to keep them fairly short. At the beginning, there might be like 2 for each section, each like 15 minutes long or so. After that, they get a little bit longer because I didn't split them up into 2 pieces. But again, they're probably 30, 40 minutes tops. Probably closer to 25 to 30 for most, but it's the explanation of how to do things. All right, there's also written out lecture notes, the ones that you see me explaining within the video, posted in PDF form in the lecture notes folder. So you can take your own notes if you want to write down things as you watch the video, or you can access the PDF copy of the notes and just kind of follow along or add to that as needed. Okay, both of those are found under course content. Okay, homework is assigned in MyMathLab. All right, it's set up as a learning tool. Once you get in there and you start to work on things, you have unlimited number of attempts to get a problem correct. Pay attention to due dates. All homework for the entire semester is worth 50 points altogether. So each assignment itself is not worth a lot, but that's the way you practice and you learn the content you need to learn to be able to do well on a test. Test reviews, again, for each test, there's a review assignment set up that should be used as a study guide. All right, they are set up like a homework, so you can work on them, the problems on them, you get unlimited attempts. If you end up trying it too many times where it finally counts it wrong and tells you it's wrong and this is the right answer, just click similar problem or similar exercise, and it'll give you a new problem with different numbers. You get to try it again. You can do that as many times as you need to get the questions correct. That would apply to both homework and test reviews. All right, then tests, we have 3 of them. Each of them cover a couple chapters of material, and each of them is worth 100 points. They are to be taken in MyMathLab again at a SWIG testing center. You have to make an appointment with the testing center beforehand. You cannot just walk in and do it whenever you feel like it. You have to have an appointment at least 24 hours in advance. And when you get to the testing center, you have to have a photo ID. Okay, they do have a remote testing option if you are unable to physically come to campus to take your test. Okay, however, they are very limited in number. They don't have enough room for everybody to be doing their test that way, so they fill up quickly. And your appointments for that have to be made well in advance, like at least 48 hours or more ahead of time. There are also certain requirements on your machine. You cannot have a Chromebook. You have to have a PC. You have to be able to access a lockdown browser, and you have to have a webcam. Okay, and then you should also be able to email me your scratch paper by taking a picture or scanning it in. All right, so if you meet all those requirements, there is an option for doing your test remotely, but again, it's not necessarily something that everybody's going to be able to do. They really encourage only using that for extenuating circumstances. Okay, like if it is like if you're out of town or whatever, but not on a regular basis. All right, so when you get into the testing center, they'll sit you at a computer. You'll open up your test the same way you access your homework. You're just going to click on your test, tell them if you're taking test 1, 2, or 3. A proctor will then come in and type in a password for you, and then your time will start. You get 75 minutes to complete each test. When you're finished, you click submit. All right, you may use a calculator, scientific or the graphing calculator. However, it cannot have a CAS system. So a TI-89 is not allowed, and the TI-Nspire with CAS is not allowed. And you cannot use an app on your cell phone as a calculator. It has to be an actual calculator. Okay. Keep in mind that when you hit submit, you're going to see a score. Okay, that is the worst case scenario. All right, you turn in your scratch paper to the proctor, they will return that to me, and then after everyone's taken the test, I will go back in and look at every question on every person's test and look at your scratch paper if you have shown any work and assign partial credit. So if you get questions wrong, there is an opportunity to earn some points back once I've had a chance to look at your work. All right. And almost every single time your test grade will go up from what that initial score shows when you hit submit. All right, I do not do that for homework because you can correct your own mistakes in the homework by just doing the problem another time, okay? But you don't get that option on a test. All right, final exam review, just like the other reviews, only it's longer because it's comprehensive. That's worth 10 points. That's a homework assignment again, and then the final exam, again, just like a test, but it is a comprehensive, covers everything we do all semester. All right, the final exam, you have 2 hours to do that. It's worth 125 points, and it has to be done by Thursday, July 25th. That's the last day of the semester. All right, this just explains what I just said about partial credit. Okay, if you would like to receive partial credit for wrong answers on tests in the final, use your scratch paper. Make sure that you're at least doing your work in somewhat of an organized fashion where I can find things, that you are numbering. This is problem number 2, this is problem number 8, this is problem number 5, whatever. So I can find it. It doesn't have to be in order, but it can't just be random numbers scratched all over the place that I can't tell what's what. All right. Late makeup work. All right, all assignments are expected to be done by their due date. Okay, that's why there's a calendar for you to keep up and keep on track. For homework, you can complete assignments after the due date, but you're deducted 15% of the grade, which is really not a bad deal, right? If an assignment is, worth, say, 2 points or 1 point, that's typically how much each assignment will be worth, because it's only a collective score of 50. You can get 85%, okay? So if the whole assignment is worth a point, you're getting 0.85% of that, so you're losing less than a point, okay, or actually even less than a half a point just by getting it done, even though it might be late. All right, if you have to miss a test, you need to contact me as soon as possible ahead of time, have documentation of an excused absence. I rarely will allow makeup tests, okay? It just doesn't happen very often. It has to be a just unexpected thing that happened that was out of your control, okay? And it can't be something that happens frequently. Vacation or being out of town is not an excused absence, okay? If you know ahead of time you're gonna be on vacation or out of town, you can take your test early. You don't have to wait till the due date, or you can use the remote option to do it while you're away. But don't ask me to do it when you get back, because that's not gonna happen. All right, you are responsible for initiating the process for makeup. I'm not going to remind you that you missed a test. If you miss it, you get a 0, okay? You have to contact me if you know that that's going to be the case, and we need to discuss what your options are. All right, you can miss one test and use your final exam as a replacement for that, okay? So if you didn't get it done, there was not an excused absence, you just got a 0, and I didn't allow makeup, then your final exam can go in the place of that one missed test, so it doesn't stay a 0 in the grade book. But it can only be used for one of the 3. All right, here's that calendar I was talking about. There's a separate document of a file in Brightspace with just this. Okay, good time management is key. You are encouraged to work ahead. All right, please do not wait until Friday, June 7th to do all of these assignments. Okay, you should be working throughout the week. All right, especially on homework. We move very quickly in the summertime. All right, this is basically what would take 2 weeks in a regular semester, but we're only here for 8, so we got to work twice as fast. All right, so week number 1, section 1.5, and then 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. All that is due by Friday, June 7th at midnight. Again, if you don't get it all done, you have to wait till the weekend. That's fine. You just are penalized 15%. Then the next week, by Thursday, these 3 more assignments and your review, and then your test is due by Friday. Okay? If it were me, I would be doing all of this stuff this week, and then maybe getting these assignments done by like Monday or Tuesday, do the review on Wednesday, and maybe complete the test on Thursday or Friday. Right? Don't wait till try to make it spread out throughout the week. Okay? Then the next week there's just homework. The following week by Thursday you get the homework done. Take the test by Friday. Okay? If Fridays aren't a good day for you to come into the testing center, then you need to manage your time well enough to be able to come in on Thursdays or whatever. Okay? Thursdays are the day that they are open late. They're open till 7 p.m. The other days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe they're open till 6, but on Fridays they're only open till 4. That's another thing to consider. If you need a later time, you're going to have to move stuff up to be able to take your test earlier in the week. All right, and then that continues on for the rest of the semester. After week 6, that's our last regular test. Then we cover some more sections on week 7, and then finally wrap things up week 8. Notice on week 8, things are moved up a day. By Wednesday, these last 2 sections in your review have to be done, and then by Thursday, the 25th, is the final exam. Okay. All right. Last two statements here just tells you that this is a course in which you're going to have to spend some time outside of class. We don't really come to class, right? But you're going to have to get in there and spend time during the week working on things, okay? And spending more time than just clicking through the homework by looking at examples. Attendance, again, the way we take attendance in an online class is I'm checking that you are regularly meeting due dates and regularly logging in to complete assignments. Okay, if you are not doing that at least once a week, then you could be withdrawn for non-participation. Okay, if you have not submitted any work in My Math Lab by the end of the day on Thursday, June 13th, nothing has been done, you're going to get withdrawn because you're already 2 weeks behind. Okay, all right, let's go back up here. So all of that is contained in the syllabus. Okay, so on that tab though, remember there were 2 other files here. So this is the one that we just went through. All right, this is just a copy, I'll show you real quick, of just that due dates calendar. So if you just want to, download this and save it or print it off just so you kind of can keep track and check things off week by week, that would be a good idea. All right, this document right here, you're going to need at the beginning when you first need to get access to your assignments. Okay, you're going to follow the directions here. Okay, you're going to go into Brightspace. You're going to click on that button that said access code. Click on this link. It'll look like this. Locate the materials for your math course. If you're taking more than one course that uses Pearson, there might be more than one code here, but find the one that says College Algebra. All right. You're going to click on this reveal access code button. Okay, copy that code. All right, go back to the course content, click on the content, select the My Math Lab button. This one that looks like this. After you click on the content at the top, you're going to click on Math Lab, and you're going to click on the Pearson LTI link that looks like this. Okay, if you've never used Pearson before, you may be prompted to accept their license agreement. Just click accept. If you have, then you'll likely go straight to the next step. Okay, so when you get to this screen, you're going to click on the button that says you have an access code, right? The blue access code button on the left, and then you're going to put in the link that you copied. Okay, so you have to do all that stuff the first time, right? Like I would do it today. All right, and get that done. All right. All right, so that walks you through how this is used, right? When you get to the access code, you'll click here, follow those instructions, and then finally, you will have clicked on this, right, as you had followed those directions. All right, then you will see a list of all of your assignments here. So once you've followed the directions on that sheet, right, and clicked on here and gone through all the process of putting in your access code, then you'll be able to access the rest of these things. We'll come back to that in a minute. All right. Course content. I had mentioned in the syllabus, I talked about lecture videos and lecture notes. Okay, under the course content tab, there's a folder that says lecture videos, and then they are subdivided into all the videos that are going to apply to things on test number 1. Are all in here, and they are labeled by section. Some have a part 1 and a part 2. Some only have 1. Just depends on how long things are. All right, that's how you watch those videos. Right, then test 2 is all in a separate folder, right? Same thing, etc. All right, lecture notes, same thing, materials for test number 1. This is the PDF that you see in the video for the section 1.5 of all the notes for that are all right here, right? Same thing for section, or all the stuff on test 2, test 3, etc. Okay, so that's where you find under course content, that's where you find your videos in your notes for your homework. All right, testing center information. All right, these are just the guidelines and the rules. These are a link to the SWIC website. This is the where you're going to go every time you have to schedule an appointment to take your test. And if you want to schedule all of your appointments, like right now, you go in here, you're going to click on that link. You're going to come down here, and you're going to click on schedule your Belleville campus test. if you want to take your test at Belleville, and then you can scroll through here and pick the day you want to take it, and then pick a time. Okay, so if I pick, say, I think the first one's due on the 14th, and there's all kinds of times available, and then you just fill out the form and you book it. Okay, so you can set up all your tests on day one. Like, look at the calendar and think, okay, this is when I'm going to take test 1, test 2, test 3, and the final. Get them all set up, and you don't have to do it again. Or you can go week by week if you're not sure what your schedule is going to look like. Okay, but that's how you do that. Okay. All right, and that's which I just clicked here, and then that took me to that website. Here are the guidelines, again, just on the website, what their rules are, the fact that you have to have a photo ID, all that kind of stuff. All right, Success Center information. Same thing, okay? Their hours, location, what things that they offer, just general information about them. They are located in the Liberal Arts Building, and it is free tutoring. So basically, you can go over there and sit down at a computer, say, you know, in Math 112, I need help with this assignment or these questions, and there's people there that can help you. They also have where you can check out the calculator. All right, discussion board. Introductions. I just want you to click on my introduction here. I've just kind of given a short brief thing. You click on that and you can start a new thread and introduce yourself. Okay, if you do all that before, I think I said this or the end of the first week, Sunday, like Sunday the 9th, then I'll give you 5 points extra credit added to your final exam. Okay. All right, let's go back here and talk about my math lab. I gotta switch this over to my view because I can't access it otherwise. All right, so to do homework, all right, after you've gone through the whole access code, registering in my math lab, okay, each week it'll say this week you should be watching videos and taking notes on these things. So you go in here, watch the video, the notes, and then you go into the My Math Lab tab, and you can say, okay, I'm ready to do homework for 1.5. I'm going to click on 1.5, and once you're already in there, this is what's going to pop up. All right, I'm going to click on question number 1. All right, and then it's going to give me the question, and it's going to, give me a box to type in my answer, okay? All of this, how to do all of this is explained in that first video, okay? Question 2, right, and as you do them, it'll mark them off, right? It'll check mark it green if you got it right. It'll tell you if you got it wrong. It'll give you a few tries to correct. Then if you need a similar problem to try again, right, you can do that. Once you type in, you're just going to hit check answer. It's going to tell you if you're right or wrong, and you're going to move through and do the homework. Okay, as you do that, you can do it just a couple questions at a time, or you can do the whole assignment at once. That doesn't matter. You're going to hit save. I didn't do any problems, so it didn't show me I have any done. But if I'd say I'd only done the first 3, it would have check marked those off as being done, and then when I come back in, I can pick up with where I left off. Okay, so that is one way that you can access homework. The other way to access homework, you just want to go assignment by assignment. There's links to them. Once you're in My Math Lab, if you go back to this Pearson LTI link, and then you can, if you click on Open My Lab Mastery at the top, again, after you follow the directions and signed up, it'll take you directly into the course. And then if you can see all these other options over here for students, you can click on the Assignments tab right here, and then you can see them all. Okay, they're all right there. So either way, so if I clicked here, it showed me the exact same thing it showed me when I clicked it from Brightspace. All right. Let me try to think here. Is there anything I did not talk about? I think we covered the basics. If you have questions at any time about anything at all, or are stuck or confused or not sure what to do, please feel free to reach out and send me an email, okay? I can jump on Teams, we can talk through it in person, okay? I can try to explain through email. I can, if you're stuck on a problem, I can, write out the solution to it, kind of talk through that, send you a little video about it. I am here to help you, okay? So I hope you're excited about having a great semester, and I'm ready to get started, all right? So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.